What is going on, everybody? It is episode 880 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. I am here with my co-host. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, Crisis actors. It's Mary, and happy Friday. I was just doing my rendition of Jaden Smith's feature on Justin Bieber's hit single, Never Say Never.
I was going to ask if you wanted to finish.
We're not going to share that right now.
You don't want to keep going?
I actually don't have the lyrics all memorized. It's just...
You were doing pretty good there.
I've been on a kick where I'm listening to only Justin Bieber's old music for the last several days, and it's so good, and it reminds me of a more innocent time in the culture.
It was a much more innocent time
You
in the
smile,
culture.
I smile.
Yeah.
Just a sweet song. Nothing sexual, nothing weird, nothing, you know, self-absorbed or nihilistic about it. Just songs about, you know, going on dates.
It was good stuff back then.
Just very simple.
Times were simpler back then. Guys, hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you have not subscribed here yet already. Please and thank you. Remember to share this episode out, the segments out with your friends, your family, your loved ones, people in your life that you both love and hate in equal measure. The more people that you share the content with, the faster channels like this can grow. So thank you guys so much for that. I do want to give a heads up. It does look like the service that our automation is done for the crisis meter is not working right now. So I will be paying attention. Yeah. I will be sleuthing and keeping an eagle eye on just how much money is being sent in for your super chat.
It's
so that
always something.
Yeah, it's always something.
But is this because you said they have the site down for maintenance every once in a while and it just happens to interrupt the show?
I don't know if that's what this is, but that's like...
Hope it's not an us problem.
I don't think it's an us problem. I mean, it could be an internet problem, but judging by the fact that it's raining out again... But it's been raining out every day for like the last however long. All it does is frickin' rain these days. Climate change is real. You know, I believe the science.
I believe the science too.
You know what?
I believe the experts.
No human being is illegal. So we got a bunch of stuff to get into today. So what are we talking about? Well, number one, of course, will be that apparently Warner Brothers has already cast their Voldemort. They know who it's going to be, and they're keeping it a secret, both to prevent backlash, but also to keep it to be a surprise. So, of course, the internet had to wonder, is it Pedro Pascal? Who else would it be? In today's day and age, who else would you cast for such an important role? So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a follow-up to the Coldplay story. Yesterday, we gave you guys the details on what happened between, you know, the CEO of Astronomer, an annoying AI company, and his subordinate HR manager as they canoodled at a Coldplay concert. But today, the follow-ups, the hot takes, the opinions are coming out. There was some memes yesterday. There have been memes today, all sorts of them. So we're going to talk about all of that. Did he give up his trad wife for a girl boss? Stay tuned and find out. We're also going to talk about Pedro Pascal again, because apparently he is considered one of the hottest men in the world.
Hottest men, not even in the world, of all time!
It's a busted ass face.
Of all time. So, yeah, Harper's Bazaar published this full list of, you know, the 50 hottest men of all time, even though they only spanned 60 years back. So we're talking modern Hollywood. And Pedro Pascal is at the top of the list.
Believe it or not, I have,
because they're forcing him on us.
I have extremely strong opinions on just who's considered the hottest man in the world.
I mean, I assume you actually do.
Strong opinions. So we're going to be getting into that. We're also going to be talking about this story where this woman, she gave her boyfriend, she's a what? She's a self-worth influencer.
A self-worth coach, which means you can basically act like a therapist but not have any qualifications.
So, yes, I don't say this to bias you against her, I swear. She gave her boyfriend, on the day they started dating, basically, a 2-year hard out. You know, it's basically like a 10 p.m. slot for a television show. It ends at 10 p.m. You're off the air at 10. You don't get to go till 10:01. You don't get to go till 10:02. This is not pro sports. You're off when the network says you're off. And she said, you've got 2 years to propose. And on the like 2 years and 1 minute, she's like, I'm out of here.
He's like, would you like a vacation instead of a ring? And she said no. She broke up with him. And
so
now
we're gonna
it's
talk
like
about
a whole debate about who was the red flag in this scenario.
So we're gonna talk about that. We got a bunch of other stuff. We can just go ahead and get right into it. Are you ready to go?
I think I'm ready.
Let's go ahead and get started then.
All right. Warner Brothers is keeping the casting of Voldemort in their upcoming HBO Harry Potter series very strictly under wraps. They don't want people to know who they've chosen yet, but the decision is finalized. And it's either because they want to build up hype around the show or because they're worried that fans are not going to be happy with the decision. I'm thinking maybe there's a race swap going on here. I don't know.
So I made that
Snape
joke.
is anything to judge off of.
Well, I made that joke. I said it's Idris Elba, isn't it? And people are like, they would never make the villain a black guy. And me and you.
Snape is a morally gray character. So,
but he's. I mean, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't read the books. He becomes an unbelievable hero at the end. He's just a complex character, but he's kind of he's the inciting incident for the 7th book, and his heroism is exposed. Mm-hmm. But the point being here, I don't think it's actually going to be Idris Elba. But the first thing that people were saying, of course, I laughed because Nina Infinity posted. She goes, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it's Pedro Pascal. And she said that this is she had a follow-up tweet that said, this is the most viral tweet she's ever had. And that's indicative of where the culture is at least online, about how people think about this. Even the mere suggestion of someone like Pedro Pascal getting
She now has 10,000 retweets on this, 16.5 million views.
Yep.
So there are now AI-generated images of Pedro as Voldemort in the replies.
I like this one.
Grok came up with a really accurate one. Do you have that one? With the mustache too. Okay. Voldemort with a mustache is a new concept.
Somebody said, why does it look like Dr. Eggman from Sonic?
Why not Octavia Spencer? Are you one of those racist misogynists?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And the handlebar mustache is really
See? It does.
innovative.
It's giving Jim Carrey. Maybe it's Jim Carrey.
Oh, I mean, it could be Jim Carrey. I wouldn't be mad about that if he could really commit to a serious role instead of something comedic. I bet that Jim Carrey could do a good job, but he's pretty much retired now. Ncuti Gatwa was mentioned in the replies as well. The Doctor Who actor who just got a successor.
What if this was the one where they just bring back Ray Fiennes? But what they just bring back the same actor?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because Ralph Fiennes or Ray Fiennes, he has actually expressed his support for Cillian Murphy playing Voldemort in the show, and that is still just a fan cast. We don't know anything about it yet, but a Warner Brothers TV boss was asked about the possibility of Cillian Murphy playing Voldemort, and Deadline said, no comment, no comment, no comment, 3 times in a row. So
wait, is that
that's heavily implying that they're in talks?
I mean, if I'm Cillian Murphy and I'm let me just think about it from his perspective. He's in demand.
Yes.
He's very popular. Yes. Why the hell would you, unless they backed up a money truck of such size, why would you do that?
That would be a hefty price
they're
tag.
already featuring him in the first season.
And
so
it might not even be worth the money they offer him because of the time commitment. He's going to be doing this for the next 8 years of his acting career. That's going to take him away from so many potential projects.
He's like, bro, I got a life. I've got things to do.
Yeah.
I would rather they bring him back as Scarecrow for a like make a Scarecrow villain TV show a la The Penguin over at HBO. Rather than, I mean, they wouldn't do that because it's Nolan continuity. But I would rather they did that than bring him in for Voldemort. I just don't. I'm thinking of. I'm thinking for him. He's also got. He's going to be in the next 28 days, years, months, generations later movies. I mean, I'm assuming they're still going to make those sequels. I don't think the most recent one did as well as they wanted it to. But he's supposed to be in those next 2. Like, he's busy. Like, what is there another freaking Peaky Blinders movie that he has to be in?
I don't know. I think they concluded that, but since we're talking about a franchise that spans across multiple years, it's long running, I think that Cillian Murphy is to Voldemort as Henry Cavill is to James Bond in a way that it's the casting that everyone wants.
Yeah.
and they're not going to get it. That's
Yeah.
my prediction, at least.
Yes, in the chat, yes, I know that it's Ralph Fiennes, but nobody pronounces it that way. They always say Ralph
I don't know.
Fiennes.
I've always heard Ralph Fiennes, but this is what Ralph Fiennes said to Variety about the fan casting of Cillian Murphy. He's a fantastic actor. That is a wonderful suggestion. I would be all in favor of Cillian. But he would have to say that about anyone, right?
Yeah, like how
And then
often-
Chris Columbus also said that he would be amazing as Voldemort.
like it's one of those things where you become known if you become an actor who's like, yeah, they'd freaking suck in that role. Like you're not expected to give your honest opinion.
And this was the no comment from Warner Brothers TV boss Channing Dungey. Dungy? I don't know how to pronounce it. He said somewhat cryptically, I have no comment, no comment, no comment, which only added fuel to the fire.
Well, yeah, like that, like when you see it,
has the vibe.
One no comment sounds like no comment.
Yes.
3 no comment says look here.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, but I mean, they've already announced the majority of the cast.
Yeah.
Right. So are they waiting on this one to just get people excited about it? Or
I mean,
because they haven't actually.
Also, it doesn't really matter because like once they're in the makeup, they're so like Fiennes didn't look like Fiennes once he's in the makeup and he's playing Voldemort. He does not.
No, but
look-
he has a face for it.
Yeah.
He does.
like this could be a lot of actors.
He
with-
has the hooded eyes, you
Yes.
know? Or not like the hooded eyes, but it's like a prominent brow bone and the large.
Given the need for hooded eyes, that means they got to get Jor-El's mom from Superman, or Superman's mom from Superman, Angela Sarafian, to play his mom in it.
Pull up that headshot of Cillian Murphy. You see his eyelids take
Yeah.
up so much real estate on his face.
His face even angles down. They just got to flatten the nose out.
I was thinking Pedro Pascal might have been a fan cast because he has this downturned flat nose. But he's so overexposed, and if they cast Pedro Pascal, which I don't think they're going to do, there would be an uproar
Yeah.
because people are sick of him. The Pedro fatigue would get to levels we've never seen before.
It's Zendaya Hermione.
Yeah. This is Hollywood, folks. Take it or leave it.
It's so weird too because I think back to like how casting directors used to talk about how they'd get really excited once a show got very popular because they could have their choice of actors who they could hire, but those were normally TV actors. Now they all kind of run together, so you kind of go with whoever people think is going to be for the role. Nobody actually believes it's going to be Pedro Pascal in this role, but Cillian Murphy could definitely do it. That means that he got to be both Oppenheimer and Voldemort.
Right. Also, for better or for worse, since Pedro Pascal is so in demand when he shouldn't be for movies, he would be in the same position as Cillian Murphy. He wouldn't be able to take it on.
And I do want to point out Reggie in my post about this says Idris Elba would complain about the wands being too pointy and ask for a non-pointy wand, aka a dildo. That's he's
What?
He campaigns against knife crime in the UK.
Oh.
The wands would be too pointy.
Oh, so he's campaigning against mass migration.
Well, I think a lot of people
I
are
see.
talking about him running for office next year.
Okay.
In the UK.
Well, I'm sure that he blames knife crime on incels,
yes,
right?
Probably.
That's his take?
You know what? If you're not careful, you'll end up with Ryan Reynolds as...
No,
Or
now
Hugh
that
Jackman.
you mention it, Ryan Reynolds, I might actually want to see that.
I mean, I don't know if you want to play a bad guy, but
He is a bad guy. He's a
Hugh
real
Jack-
life villain.
Yeah, but Hugh Jackman could do it. Get Hugh Jackman to do it. Who else? Who is somebody you think of when you think of like a villainous looking person? Like that acts. Cillian Murphy has that's why I always thought it was funny when people suggested him as James Bond. They said he looks
no.
like a villain.
Yeah, no, he couldn't.
He could play a great Bond villain. Maybe it'll be Rami Malek. He's got those eyes too. He's just too young.
No, I wouldn't say he's too young. He's in his 40s, isn't he?
No.
Yeah, he is. I
he?
swear.
Late-
He just looks
Mid-30s.
pretty young.
How
Let me
old is
check.
Rami Malek?
Because I could have sworn.
Maybe he is.
Yeah, he's 44. He
Okay.
just looks young.
So
Yeah.
then he gets to be both Freddie Mercury and Voldemort.
He could do it. And Cillian Murphy is also older than people think. Let me check. Yeah, Cillian Murphy is 49.
Yeah, see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that Cillian Murphy's probably the best fit, but I just don't know if you can pay him enough money for the time commitment to do something like this.
Do you think they're just gonna wait until the show is like a month out from release to announce it?
I mean, they might try to. Yes, Rami Malek did play a Bond villain. I'm saying Cillian Murphy could play a Bond villain, but Rami Malek, he played a weak Bond villain though, if we're being honest. Like they'll probably wait for if it was a movie, I'd say that they would announce it ahead of time, but maybe they just wait for the episode to happen. But then if the makeup is so good you can't even tell who it is, what's the point? Yeah, might as well announce it ahead of time.
If it's an unknown actor,
yeah,
then there's no use in.
But if it's a known actor,
announcing right now.
But most of the casting for this show, other than the Snape casting and arguably for some people the Hermione casting, is like spot on, and they look a lot like their previous counterparts. So what are they gonna do for this? Like Cillian Murphy would be great, but it's not gonna matter until you see him in the makeup.
Dominic McLaughlin is getting made fun of a lot right now. There were some set photos that came out of the kid. It's weird because he does look like a totally different person in every photo.
I mean, he's like, he has that going for him. He'll be a chameleon on set.
But yeah, he was like making this face on set, probably because it's like raining or something. He was like going like this. Yeah. And people are like, my face when I see the Snape casting.
People's faces look different when you're making different facial expressions. We'll have to wait and see. Leave comments down below, guys, about who you think is going to end up playing Snape. It'll be, or who you think is going to end up playing Voldemort. It'll be very interesting. Let's move on. Okay. But before we move on, somebody asked what I felt about Dexter Resurrection. I can't bring myself to care. I watched First Blood. I watched New Blood. I tried to watch the prequel. I'm on all Dexter after the original series and not even the whole thing, like after season 4, other than that. So, and yes, RIP to the crisis meter. My hope is that it starts working again soon, but we have to get, we're about halfway right now. I just checked. We're halfway to a crisis party. Okay.
So a while back, we dedicated an entire segment to a deep dive on the Acolyte fan fiction. A lot of fan fiction about a romance between Camille, played by Manny Jacinto, and Osha, played by Amanda Stenberg, and we were doing a little live reading of some of those enemies to lovers fan fictions written by lonely women across the world. And it was traumatizing. It left me scarred for life.
The video didn't even do that well. That was the sad part.
No.
Like, people didn't realize what you sacrificed to have to do that.
It was all for nothing. And there's a lot more fan fiction, actually, dedicated to Reylo, which is the ship name for Rey, and what is his name? Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren. Yeah, so they're heavily shipped online. And back in 2018, an anonymous author who went by, at the time, Ever So Reylo, wrote a fan fiction about them called Head Over Feet, which has now been picked up, first off turned into a mainstream trashy airport romance novel, and now adapted into a film.
This has to be a streaming film, right? There's no way this
I'm
goes
guessing
to
it will
be a streaming
like
film.
a Netflix movie, because this author has also, I think, penned a different novel that was adapted into a Netflix film. So they have now announced the casting who will play these characters that are based on Kylo Ren and Daisy Ridley's Rey. It's played by, Kylo Ren's character is played by Daisy Ridley's real-life husband, Tom Bateman, who looks surprisingly a lot like her.
Is he related to Justine Bateman and Patrick Bateman?
Not Patrick Bateman. No, I don't think he's related to
the
Justine
Ozark
Bateman.
dude, yeah.
No, but yeah, Tom Bateman has been announced to star in the film adaptation
Jason
of
Bateman. I'm sorry, Jason Bateman.
The Love Hypothesis, originally published as a Reylo fan fiction. So this is quite surreal. And then Lily Reinhart is going to be playing the female protagonist, who is based on Rey.
Why are his eyes wide open? I want to know.
Because she's kissing him by surprise. We'll get into the plot here.
There's Lily Reinhart.
Yes, she's holding the book on set. And they also posted this TikTok. Hotshot professor who agrees to a fake relationship. Do you have this?
The
And then third-year PhD student looking for a fake relationship. That's the synopsis of the plot here.
Yeah.
But I found it on Amazon, and apparently this is a New York Times bestseller and TikTok sensation.
I mean, it's right up there with Minotaur
Yeah.
Milking Farm.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff. These trashy romance novels that women are reading in the millions. When a fake relationship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith, this is based on Ray,
Olive Smith.
doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend An does, and that's what got her into this situation. Convincing An that Olive is dating and well on her way to a happily ever after was always going to take more than hand-wave Jedi mind tricks. Scientists require proof. So like any self-respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. Hence the book cover.
Not related to Justine Bateman or to
No, just the same name.
He's from the UK, so.
That man is none other than Adam Carlson, who is based on Adam Driver's portrayal of Kylo Ren. A young hotshot professor and a well-known ass, which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. But when a big science conference goes haywire, putting Olive's career on the Bunsen burner, Adam surprises her again with his unyielding support and even more unyielding six-pack abs. Suddenly, their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope.
People in the comment section are taking this very seriously. Someone says, she better not ruin Olive or I'm starting a petition to cast literally anyone else.
I didn't know there was some dedicated fan base around this Reylo inspired romance novel. Like, who are these people? There are so many lonely women out there. And the author's name is actually Allie Hazelwood, but at the time that she originally wrote the fan fiction in 2018, she was still going by Ever So Reylo. And I found the PDF. It's everything you would expect and more. Here are the tags: alternate universe, academia, fake pretend relationship, teacher-student relationship, miscommunication, misunderstandings, jealousy, emotional hurt, emotional comfort, mutual pining, emotional constipation, explicit sexual content.
You know what happened is Pretty Little Liars happened, and they had that grooming ass relationship from that show, and you end up with people that like this stuff.
So here is the summary for Head Over Feet. This is a little excerpt from the novel.
Yeah.
Is it working for you? Maybe it comes out a little needy, but Ray tells herself that it's only because of how low she has to pitch her voice to talk to him. Or do you maybe want to fake break up? He doesn't answer for a second. Then, just as Dr. Phasma takes the mic to thank the speaker and ask the audience if anyone has questions, Ray hears him say, No, I don't want to fake break up. They're not dating for real, right?
Look, I fully admit that this is probably weirder even for you, because as a guy, this is so far outside the experience of anything that I could even deem mildly interesting. But women are probably more prone to finding something interesting in this type of storytelling. I see something like this and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with people?
Well, it's also badly written. Just in that excerpt that I read out loud.
Yeah.
There were multiple grammatical errors that could have been addressed.
I would actually subscribe to a channel of you berating bad writing in this type of literature.
Yeah, Grammar Nazi with Mary Morgan.
Yes. I would watch that.
I'm shocked and appalled constantly at how illiterate people are. This is just one example. But yeah, this is not a new thing. Fan fictions have been adapted into romance novels
what are the
and
ones
films
that-
for a very long time.
What are the ones that we've talked about recently? We talked about the Anne Hathaway one.
That was The Idea of You starring Anne Hathaway, and it was inspired by a Harry Styles fan fiction. There was another movie called After, I believe, which was also adapted from a One Direction fan fiction. Most notoriously, 50 Shades of Grey was inspired by a Twilight fan fiction surrounding BDSM themes. Once considered a frivolous endeavor undertaken by sex-obsessed amateurs, fan fiction is now fully in fashion, enabling romance writers and their publishers to celebrate and capitalize on their own archive of our own roots. That was the original place where she self-published the story. So, yeah, there are countless examples of this happening, and I understand why Hollywood has jumped on the opportunity. Because if it already has a cult audience...
Especially for streaming.
You might as well.
You don't have to expect large swaths of the audience to come out to the theater for it like they did for Twilight or for 50 Shades of Grey. But for, a streaming movie, the ladies will put this on a Friday night with a, glass of boxed wine.
She actually never even had to pitch her story to publishers. A publishing agent approached her and said, hey, I love your Reylo fan fiction. Would you mind rewriting it with different names so that we don't get copyright violations?
What if she was like, no?
From Disney?
What if she became all artsy and was like, I will not?
Well, she went through the work of rewriting the book in new character names, and now it's being adapted with Daisy Ridley's real life husband. Honestly, if I were Daisy Ridley, I would want to play the love interest.
Yeah,
kicks,
I'll never forget that Kumail Nanjiani made a movie about his story about falling in love with his wife and played himself while somebody else played his wife.
Reylo, that was like the subject of a lot of mockery, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, it was weird. I mean, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but even I saw the amount of people that were talking about the Reylos being weird.
I mean, of course they are.
Because it's abusive. And
is it?
Well, in a lot of ways, yeah, because he's trying to kill her in the previous movies.
I know I watched it, but I honestly have no recollection of.
But the point is it's exactly the type of weirdos actually, never mind. I'll get in trouble for that take. I'll put a pin in that one. But the point being that type of stuff feels like right in line with the type of people who are into new Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
Who are not Star Wars traditionalists.
Yeah, it's
I imagine that, after reading their Reylo fan fiction, they checked out Swingers on Main.
I just don't get it, because you're taking these characters from the Star Wars universe and just plucking their names out and putting it into an alternate universe that has nothing to do with the story they originated in. What's the point of it being related to Star Wars then? Why does the connection to Star Wars matter?
This doesn't matter. This is just they thought that the fan fiction was decently written for a pulp audience.
But the fan fiction has zero element of sci-fi. It's literally just characters that are based on.
It doesn't have anything to do with
Kylo Ren and Rey.
It doesn't have anything to do with it. They don't. The men care about the sci-fi element. The women care about the relationship element.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you could pull in a larger audience by keeping the sci-fi element if it didn't violate Disney's IP, but
well, also if they're gonna do this, we're gonna delete the sci-fi element because we can't afford it for the movie.
Since you mentioned the Reylos being weird for romanticizing an abusive relationship, that is the through line for all of these erotica, romance novels, fan fictions, all of them, including, I would say, It Ends With Us as well. It's romanticizing abuse and also the unfair, imbalanced power dynamics that these same hardline feminists are constantly railing against, because they have to have an outlet somewhere for their desire to be with masculine men.
Because they've been told that masculine men are bad, so the only way to do that is to go into the forbidden area of abusive men, where it's just seen as fantasy rather than reality.
Right. They have to have a place where they can actually engage with these taboos that they claim to be so against in public. I agree with the theory that was posited in Evie magazine when we were talking about the Morning Glory Milking Farm erotica novel. It's very clear that that's what's happening. psychologically for
Yeah.
these women. And
Like-
it's really sad too. Like, you know, you're a porn addict and you're trying to act like this is a genuine hobby of yours. These are also like not just single women, but married women.
But a lot of them
consuming
also,
this material.
A lot of them also probably view traditionally masculine conservative men as abusive in a different way, just not in, you know, in whatever way of him expecting you to be home taking care of the kids. They find that to be more abusive than the idea of possible physical or emotional abuse from someone. So the one's just a sexually gratifying version of abuse to them. The other one is just a different type of abuse.
It's just really ironic that they can't integrate their sexual preferences and their romantic preferences.
Well, how many times have we seen stories of feminists who say they won't date feminist men? Like that's become a meme at this point, where they freely admit that they're not interested in the type of men they're trying to actually integrate into society.
They're looking for that mythical creature of a man.
It's the Bo Burnham thing that I said. He's got to be a feminist who also wants to pay for dinner.
Right.
Right. It makes no sense. It doesn't actually comport with reality, but that's not the point. Most of the time, human beings are more complex than that, and a lot of times you do have desires and wants that run contrary to one another. It's actually not all that crazy of an idea because people are not so linear.
Sure, I understand that.
I mean, it's still hypocritical.
This is an extreme extent of that, and you know, then you're left with your last resort, which is reading Reylo fanfiction.
They're like,
movie.
I preached feminism until I woke up with Morning Glory Milking Farm and what did I say? Minotaur Milking Farm, same thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. What would you like to see, cringe or cute of the day? You did send me the cringe. Oh, let me double check. We'll do cringe first.
Yeah, it's actually a Superman related cringe, but it's not David Corenswet's fault. It's the interviewer.
No. David Corenswet aced the interview circuit. It's just that nobody knows because everybody was being forced to pay attention to James Gunn.
He aced this one too. This
Here we go.
Great.
To it, or is it something that
I think so. I haven't seen the movie.
Really?
Yeah, I decided I wanted to wait and see it at the premiere.
Do you think if they're really going to try and make make Superman a little bit more neurodiverse, do you think there were any notes in the studio of them suggesting like maybe a scene where you're wearing like really big headphones or something? Or like when you're saving a train from falling off the track?
He seems so normal. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Part of it, like you're really nerding out about how like you know a lot about the train.
Well, have you read any Superman comics?
Yes.
Which one?
Oh, no way! Follow-up
Any
question.
that come to mind?
You have to believe me. I have.
Okay.
But no.
So
whatever came out when I was in 8th grade.
You should read the first like 20 pages of All-Star Superman.
Is this something that you brought to it, or is it something that
I think so?
That was
okay,
painful to watch.
The idea that he probably paged through a comic when he was in 8th grade, probably true.
The interviewer?
Yeah, like he probably did.
Okay.
Like
he's asking this like really rage bait question about whether Superman is
neurodivergent.
Wearing autism headphones because of his sensory issues and nerding out about trains. And then David Corenswet is like,
who's just so normal.
I'm gonna just not answer that question and I'm gonna turn it around on you.
Yeah.
Expertly done, actually, but yeah, what a weird interview.
That's
It must just really suck to be on press tours for movies now.
I wouldn't want to.
It's the worst part of any actor's job.
Like, they're like, can I just stay home? Like, you know what it was? He's probably like, maybe James Gunn didn't want to be the face of all of this, but David Corenswet's like, bro, I did this interview. I can't do this. You're gonna have to do all the interviews. Man.
David Corenswet kind of had a Henry Cavill moment there.
Yeah. Oh no, he was posted like his hot take about Casino Royale being the best James Bond movie, and he's kind of an everyman in how he looks at these things. He just happens to be tall and handsome. Yeah. Was he on the list? The list of the 50 hottest guys?
I thought you were talking about a different list. I
No,
was like,
no, not that list.
Not that list. No, he was not on the hottest men list. I don't think he's been around for long enough.
Okay.
He needs to earn it.
All right, cute of the day. I think this one's from... Nope, this one. From Ghost Poop. That's their account name.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Lex Dog. It's his dog, Lex.
This is a little scary, to be honest.
Really? Why?
But, yeah, I don't know. If I saw that, like, next to my bed, I would
It's a very
scream.
cute puppy.
Sorry. I'm not a dog person.
That's okay. All right. All right. Let's move
Interesting handle, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. So yesterday we covered this viral story about the cheating scandal between astronomer CEO Andy Byron and his HR executive Kristen Cabot. It's all over front page headline news. I don't know why this has really caught on to the public attention so strongly. But now people are starting to engage in some discourse about what it means for the rest of society and gender dynamics and feminism. We'll get to that in a second, but there are now fake responses just circulating from supposedly Andy Byron. These are not real statements, but we should just show the video in case anyone missed it yesterday from the concert. They're on the Jumbotron,
Come on, you're okay?
hiding in
Did you
shame.
guys talk about this on IRL?
Either
Briefly,
they're having an
it
affair
came
or
on.
they're just very shy.
Yeah.
That lady right there.
I'm not quite sure.
And now the official Coldplay account said, starting with our next show, we're introducing camera-free audience sections for people and their side pieces in case this happens again.
This was not real. This was fake.
And then this is the fake statement from the CEO. I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, take accountability, to figure out next steps. Personally and professionally, I ask for privacy as I navigate that process. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. As a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Andy. So yeah, this is not real.
I'm sorry, but this is the genius of the internet in
Yeah.
today's day and age. Like, it's a perfectly believable post up until you get
until
to the
the song
Coldplay
lyric.
lyrics. It's just whoever wrote that is S tier when it comes to the internet,
Yeah.
and I'm here for it.
They had a lot of people falling for it. And there was also a parody statement from Andy Byron on Truth Social talking about this kiss cam hoax. The radical left tech press has struck again, just like the fake and discredited hit pieces they've run on every successful founder, the jealous ex-employees, the anonymous Glassdoor warriors, who were probably fired for underperformance, and all the startup scandals designed to tear down winners. And this so-called kiss cam controversy is nothing but a hoax, a total setup. They can't stand our massive success at Astronomer. We've built a $1 billion company, redefined data ops, and led the market with more speed and vision than anyone. But do they want to talk about the technology, the innovation, the jobs we've created? No. They want to obsess over a viral concert clip at a Coldplay show, no less. Not exactly backstage at the Playboy Mansion. And by the way, we're just friends. Good friends. But the fake news media and the startup gossip machine, fueled by the bitter, the lazy, and the washed up, will never let facts get in the way of a juicy headline. Let them keep crying into their soy lattes. We're building. We're winning. We're not stopping. To those who are falling for this nonsense, thank you, but we're full up on weaklings. Astronomer is for champions. Astronomer is for winners.
I like how they gave it 10.1K retweets.
Yeah. So all you weaklings who are falling for this kiss cam hoax,
I
We look
also,
down on you. We shame you.
my favorite was the one that said, like, the worst part about this is that in 2 years he's gonna write on LinkedIn, like, what getting caught cheating at a Coldplay concert taught me about data sales.
Oh yeah, I said that there is a high probability Andy Byron in real life is going to use this viral moment to launch the next chapter of his career in some form or fashion, be it in PR or media or podcast, who knows. But this presents a lot of opportunities. And then I realized we glossed over one detail yesterday. There is a woman standing next to the cheaters on the Jumbotron who is smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, another employee.
And that is an employee at Astronomer who actually had just gotten a promotion from Kristen Cabot recently in the past month. So she knew about their secret and was hiding it from the world. And she's just like, oop, Chris Martin did all the work for me. And Radfem Hitler said, I'm actually more interested in the payday for her underling. 2 executives at the company making you hide their affair and accompany them on their dates as a cover sounds like a lawsuit.
Or maybe she's just a bad person and doesn't care that they're cheating on that he's cheating on his spouse, and that she's, I guess she's divorced, right?
Kristen Cabot
is divorced.
I don't know. Some people were saying Kristen Cabot is still married. Others are saying she's divorced. But Andy Byron for sure is a married man. And then there were claims that actually Andy Byron's wife was his mistress with his
that was not confirmed,
previous marriage.
Like,
I don't know anything about that.
I also saw like TikToks that were supposedly the kids of Andy Byron. Like, people, like, the internet's gonna internet.
It's
like,
doing its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say if it's true that Andy Byron's current wife was his mistress at one point, that definitely completely cancels out my sympathy for her situation, because he's
I mean,
a
but again,
cheater, always a cheater. You knew what you were getting into.
We don't know if that's true.
If that's true. And then what was most interesting to me is the gender discourse that started up as a result of this controversy, because we're talking about a guy with a net worth of over $1 billion. And
this guy is worth over $1 billion, or his company is worth over $1 billion?
I suppose they would say his company.
Okay.
He is a founder, so I assume that he has an extremely high net worth.
Well, then he needs to ask Meghan Markle what he would do. As a male founder, he needs to ask a female founder what she would do.
This story is flying in the face of all of the stereotypes that perhaps the red pill or manosphere sections of the internet would have you believe about the preferences of a high value man. And Andy Byron is supposedly, by those metrics, a high value man, and yet confoundingly decided to have an affair on his wife with an aging gray-haired girl boss who is dedicated to her career and a divorcee, and I believe, according to some, a single mother. So this doesn't really fit the stereotypes that a lot of red pillars would have you believe. And I saw this tweet on it saying, I don't understand affairs like this. This guy has a woman at home, his wife and the mother of his children, who is not a careerist. She is also younger than he is. Then he cheats with an age-matched, high-powered boss bitch? I don't get it. Blowing up your marriage and losing half so you can bang some 20-year-old Puerto Rican is reprehensible, but at least I know the motivation. I think she's implying the motivation there would just be lust.
Yes.
But this, make it make sense. And then another take from Radfem Hitler said, the more important part of this story is that he's having a full-blown love affair with the C-suite tech girl boss he works with when he has a trad wife teacher back at home. Something to think about. So they're implying that this is either disproving red pill theories, or it's the exception that proves the rule of those theories.
Yeah.
People are saying, Andy Byron's wife is, fitting the trad wife archetype because she's a school teacher. She probably is not the breadwinner of their household. She's taking care of the kids. She's younger than Andy Byron. And then on the other hand, the woman that he's cheating with is this gray-haired divorcee who is certainly not in her prime and is a careerist.
Yeah.
I would say it makes perfect sense if you live in the real world and not in the world that a bunch of podcasters will tell you live in, because the vast majority of affairs, it's proven, start at work. And the reason for that is quite obvious. It's because you're spending the most time with this member of the opposite sex at your workplace. And you also are psychologically affected by the fact that with a coworker, you have a shared purpose and you're working toward it. And you can end up having a more emotional affair with a coworker that you share this larger purpose with than your own spouse, who you see less often.
She started in like 2024, right? So this isn't somebody who's been there for like since the beginning of the company with him. Also, like something like this is like they both have something to lose if it gets exposed. Now they're idiots and they did get exposed.
Well, in a way, that's part of the thrill, I guess.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. But I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I can't imagine how somebody can make it to that level of wealth and not. I guess it just proves that, you know, you don't think rationally when you think about something like when stuff like this happens. Your rational brain is overpowered by the fact that you're making stupid decisions for, I guess, lust, or in this case, it's not even lust. It's something else. And whatever it is, it takes incredibly smart people and turns them into complete idiots. It makes me think of the Bill Burr bit about of Arnold cheating on his wife with the ugly maid, and said that like a lot of these guys, they just, when it comes to this stuff, they're just stupid.
Well, I guess what they say about the affairs with the nanny, that stereotype, it's because that's the woman that's actually taking care of your children. And that definitely has a profound primal effect on a man's brain. But in this scenario, it is lust for sure, but a bigger piece of it is also an ego boost. Like seeing what you can get away with, testing the boundaries, you know?
Yeah.
Testing fate. There's a thrill in that.
There's also now all poor gentlemen named Andy Byron have to add this to their profiles.
It's a generic enough name, isn't it?
Not the guy from the Coldplay gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want people to make the wrong assumptions.
You don't want people thinking the wrong thing. Spinal Tap got involved and said, to the spouses who found out they were being cheated on via the Coldplay Jumbotron, sorry to hear that. Come see Spinal Tap. We promise no Jumbotrons, just ear damage and emotional closure. I wonder if they will offer them to be the drummer for Spinal Tap. How did this story end up on the New York? Like, I saw somebody in the chat earlier mention like podcasters like glommed onto this. There were 2 articles written about this by the New York Post before we even went live yesterday.
Yep.
And I saw this story in the morning.
And
I think part of it is that people love seeing CEOs taken down a peg, right?
There's some have and have not energy for sure. We have a crisis party.
Thank you.
If it will ever go off from Willem. My 39th birthday today, going through a separation after 8 years because I'm a gun-loving Republican. Cheers and Murica, baby. Well, there are quotes around that.
Well, first of all, thank you for the crisis party. Second of all, happy birthday. Third of all, I'm sorry that you are going through the separation.
Yes, all of what Brett just said.
Yeah, like it's like what we were talking about before. Like when you're finding a spouse now, you got to think values as much as anything else because people are so divided these days. There was a time when these things probably would, like 20 years ago, people probably didn't think about these things as much when they were getting married.
Well, I think that's probably why, you know, if you marry someone in an apolitical time of their life,
then you worry that later on they're going to change.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also saw this. It says, I vibe coded a little game called Coldplay Canoodlers. You're the camera operator and you have to find the CEO and the HR lady canoodling.
Amazing. It's like a Where's
I'm
Waldo
not getting copyrighted on
cheating.
that song, yeah.
There they are. Caught in the act.
I don't. Here's the thing. Do you think the third employee? I find the third employee most interesting.
She's going to write a book. I swear.
I do not believe that the third employee got a payoff. I think she's just a bad person.
That third employee, regardless of whether she sues the company, she's gonna get approached for a book deal. I guarantee it. And now there are stories from ex-employees of his previous companies coming out and saying he's an abusive boss. He yelled at us. He was a jerk, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's the least of his worries right now. He should be worried about getting sued by that employee who was sitting with them and by his mistress, because his mistress has an easy claim of sexual harassment already.
Can I ask what is I understand the mistress, I guess, if I understand the mistress because of the power dynamics in his position within the company. It's only made funnier by the fact that she's the HR rep.
Right.
I'm sorry. But what is the third person's claim?
Well, because the argument is she is accompanying them outside of work on these clandestine dates, and presumably that's to run cover for the arrangement because, oh, we were out on a work outing.
Or she's friends with the lady. And
no,
she's
that's
just
the truth.
And she's just a really bad person who doesn't care. She's probably never met
doesn't care.
She's probably never met his wife, who probably doesn't come into the office. And she probably doesn't even think about her outside of like weird moments where they're canoodling extra close. And and like every 10th time she's like, doesn't he have a wife?
Correct. Like, I think that she's probably just a bad person. I'm just saying she has the perfect opportunity to capitalize on this.
Yeah.
As a witness, you know?
Who do you call for HR when HR is involved in the scandal? We may never know.
And I bet Andy Byron is going to start suing media outlets, too.
And he'll write
a book. He has plenty of defamation claims.
All right. Let's do some Super Chats.
I don't have them.
Oh, okay.
They're still not populating for me.
Okay,
so
hold on. I will go back up to the top and
I guess you're going to have to read them.
Yeah, let me go to, hold on, let me change this here. Back up top here. Okay. Move this over here.
Mary, you're becoming, this is from Greg Duvier.
Yep.
Mary, you're becoming more famous now. Declaration of Memes X page used you as a meme today.
So I mentioned this to you like 2 weeks ago, where you ended up being screenshotted for a libertarian meme page. And
on Instagram.
On Instagram. And I saw this on a Sunday and I thought, Mary would hate that.
I'm not a libertarian.
Mary would hate being on a libertarian.
I don't want to be associated with libertarians.
But I laughed because
yeah, when I saw your super chat come in, I went and found the page and I told him, give me your lunch money, because he's making a lot of ad revenue off of that post.
I follow Declaration of Memes. I don't know if I follow them on X, but I definitely follow them on Instagram. Shane H. Wilder says, happy Friday, Brett and Mary. Rejoice! I have procured a new Roku. All is right with the world. Minus a certain comedy club being a bunch of tools. He then adds, Olivia has corrected me. The comedy club is no longer a bunch of tools, as they are reinstating Tim's live shows.
Well, whoever made the decision to take those events down from their website is definitely a tool.
Yes.
But they're back up now. So I'm assuming the venue is still on. But I'm going to leave that for Tim to tell the story, but he's out today. Weary Traveler said, never say never.
Well, got to say it in the voice of the song.
Never, ever, 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 ever.
There you go. See,
Such a good song.
I liked it back in the
good.
day when movies had tie-in music and stuff like that more, I loved back in at least when I grew up, movies would have tie-in songs, oftentimes having nothing to do with the movie itself. Go back and watch the old Seal Kiss from a Rose music video, which is from Batman Forever, which has nothing. I don't even know what the song Kissed by a Rose, Kiss from a Rose, whatever it's called. It's got nothing to do with Batman Forever, but it was the theme song to that movie. So the music videos got cuts from the movie of scenes from Batman Forever. I love it. I'll watch it anytime it comes on. But I don't think I certainly didn't watch that movie and think that Val Kilmer and Nicole Kidman had such chemistry that they warranted a Seal song. That's for sure.
You just reminded me of that awful Kalani song that was in Suicide Squad.
She Needs a Gangster.
Wait, didn't they delete that scene so that the Kalani song wasn't in the movie anymore?
No, it's in the scene where he jumps off the balcony into the acid.
She like jumps off and then he jumps after her
Yeah,
into the vat.
Into the vat. I mean, it was
Yeah.
in the cut of the movie that I saw.
I need a gangster.
Like that, I think that was the moment. So that was the moment. That was the moment in the movie. I think, whereas like I'm watching it and the movie makes less than no sense. Every third minute is a music video. When that happened, I'm like, I can't defend it anymore.
That's when they jumped the shark.
I still like got a kick out of the movie. I thought that Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang and Will Smith as Deadshot were fun enough. And for the most part, I enjoyed it, other than the fact that it makes literally almost no sense. It's a disjointed mess, but also, as I've said to you guys plenty of times, I have a very chaotic and fragmented brain. So a chaotic and fragmented movie is like right on my wavelength. Mm-hmm. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, people have a point.
But
Okay.
the gangsta part, like that whole montage, would have actually made sense in the movie.
I know.
Had they not cut all of the scenes of the Joker and Harley Quinn for being problematic. Like, if they included all of that context, it wouldn't have been so jarring. It's also just not a good song.
It's not a good song. Kalani in general is not good.
No, I wouldn't say so either.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. The media is out in full force, working in lockstep to foist Pedro Pascal on women as a 21st century sex symbol. And now Harper's Bazaar has published a full list of the 50 hottest men of all time. Not just in the world currently, not just Hollywood actors, hottest men of all time. And Pedro Pascal is on it. Along with a lot of other picks that I deem completely unacceptable, but we'll get to that. From James Dean to A$AP Rocky and everyone in between. This was from last week. There's no shortage of beautiful men in Hollywood, from old Hollywood icons to contemporary heartthrobs. Sexiness is a through line for some of the most famous male celebrities to have graced our screens. But how exactly do we define sexiness? As it turns out, it has much less to do with simply the angles of these men's chiseled jaws or the contours of their muscled abdomens, although those factors certainly help. Instead, it has everything to do with how they carry themselves, their confidence, their skills, and their charisma. From James Dean to Michael B. Jordan, the following 50 men have enough star quality to charm the entire globe.
There's a recency bias here.
Definitely. They did admit in this beginning portion that they're only spanning the past 6 decades in no particular order.
This would also happen with women today too. There would be some type of recency bias. As a guy, though, I'm gonna have to go ahead and call out these outlets, given the fact that the idea of the top 100 sexiest women of the year was a list every year for like all of the men's magazines, like Stuff, FHM. Now, if you were to do that, it would be called misogynistic and sexist.
Or they would just compile the 50 hottest women list and make it a bunch of activists and, you know, authors.
Because they know that
intellectuals and girl bosses.
That Jennifer Love Hewitt will come out 30 years later and be like, I don't think it was right that they were talking about me like that. Whereas the men are never going to say anything like that.
They would put Lizzo on it.
They would put Lizzo.
They would put Tess Munster on it. Okay, so they start off with James Dean. I give that a total pass. If you existed during the time of black and white film, that's fine by me. Fine. But second is Tupac. This you know what is gay. Okay, look at the old interviews of Tupac. He is not, I would say, even interested in women, and women are not interested in him. This is really weird.
You're wrong about the second part.
If they knew what we know now about Tupac, I don't think they would find him attractive.
I still think Tupac is...
If they knew that he was a gay theater kid.
Still one of my favorite rap artists of all time.
Lenny Kravitz, I don't know. This is just kind of thrown in there. I disagree with it. The bell bottoms are not a look. And then, of course, Pedro Pascal. And he's towards the top. Whether he's guiding wayward children across dystopias or showing up to interviews in a mesh shirt and nail polish, Pedro always looks incredible. Peak level of hot, the Mandalorian taking off his helmet may have been the best scene in the Star Wars franchise. Okay.
I don't know who Charles Melton is.
So I would like to, before we move on, show a couple of examples of Pedro Pascal at his peak level of hot, which is rock bottom, from his press tour for Fantastic Four alongside Vanessa Kirby.
So let's watch this
It's
one.
giving gay best
Right
friend.
into you, Vanessa. You've kind of become a social media icon for your force-filled, snatched, cunty fierceness face.
Oh God.
How did you come about to
I don't
go
know if
into
that's
that
a good
force field?
thing.
It's a good thing. It's a
Is
good
it?
thing.
Oh
It's a
my
good
God.
Cunty
thing.
face is good, babe.
What's that from sunglasses, maybe?
Cunty face just means fierce,
Does it mean like
fabulous,
Does it?
beautiful, strong.
Strong,
It's good. It's good.
okay?
independent,
Promise.
jumping.
Fierce, fabulous, strong cunt. Yeah, you're not convincing me that he's straight. And then another interview of Pedro and Vanessa Kirby addresses if Pedro is the capital D daddy of the MCU.
This guy looks like as if the catcher from The Sandlot and Gene Wilder had a kid.
I see it.
Sorry. Continue. Here we go.
Father in so many different texts, a found father figure. But do you think it's safe to say that Reed is the first capital D daddy in the MCU?
Are there not other fathers in the
Oh, I mean
MCU?
daddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
daddy.
Wait, so you know cunty, but you don't know this? You're lying.
The father.
Daddy?
Capital
no.
D.
I would, okay, no. The first capital D daddy in the MCU? No. I would say he's in a group of a capital D daddies. There are a lot of daddies in the MCU, if you're asking my opinion.
Tony Stark's pretty daddy.
Tony Stark is daddy.
Chris Evans, pretty daddy.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, you're right. There's actually, it's a daddy party.
Oh,
Chris
it's a daddy fest.
Daddy
Yeah,
fest, trust
You're
me.
lucky to stick out in the daddy fest. I hope they're
Let's
nice
hope
to
it.
you.
I have to. I'll use my stretching powers to stick out a bit.
Pedro has played.
Pain. Okay. Who do they think is watching this interview and is gonna buy a ticket to see Fantastic Four after seeing it?
I know who's not.
It's a daddy fest. Pedro is gay. Okay? At this point, we have all the evidence we need. And even if we're to believe that this man is heterosexual, which he's totally not, he is most certainly not a heartthrob that women are lusting after. Okay? This is ridiculous that he's featured on this list. The rest of the list isn't quite as egregious, but I want to go down further. Charles Melton, I heard that he was in May, December. He looks... Do you have the list here?
I'm pulling it up. Hold on. There we go.
They call him the himbo with hidden depth.
Whatever.
I'm rolling my eyes into space right now. Marlon Brando, that's a thumbs up from me. Again, black and white. If you existed during black and white filmmaking, you're fine. You belong on this list.
I'm going to have to give this list to Olivia later and ask her...
We need a full evaluation. Okay. Paul Mescal, yeah, I've seen this guy in booty shorts too many times to believe that he belongs on this list. Bad Bunny, okay, no, especially not with that photo of him from the Met Gala. Honestly, I don't even find Aaron Taylor Johnson attractive. They also credit the fact that he is casually married to a woman twice his age as one reason why he's hot,
Women
which is
are
really
such
weird.
fucking hypocrites, okay? Why is that a good thing for a girl or for a guy, but when a girl does that, it would be something else?
Yeah, I don't understand that. And his peak level of hot is crying over Keira Knightley and Anna Karenina. A man who yearns is a man who earns. Okay, so crying is hot now. We're supposed to believe that men crying
This is
all the
just
time
social
like girls is
engineering.
hot. Dev Patel, no thank you. He was announced as sexiest man alive by Ellen DeGeneres, a lesbian, which should tell you everything you need to know. Hayden Christensen, I agree with this one. I think there's nothing objectionable about him being on this list.
I saw somebody earlier ask, "Where's Jason Momoa?" There he is.
He's on the list. I personally don't get the appeal of Jason Momoa, but that's just me.
You know, they're a lot of people's first introduction to him was in like Justice League, so Aquaman.
And Robert Pattinson, they call him the hottest Hufflepuff in history. Wasn't he a child during that filming?
Probably not. He was probably in his early 20s.
Okay, okay, just checking. But I mean, I am a Twilight fan.
He would have been playing a child, but
I agree with this one. This is fine.
The thing about Robert Pattinson is, so I watched this 2.5 hour explanation of the movie Tenet, and I left that retrospective liking Robert Pattinson far more than I did, even though he's not really the focus of the video. Just anytime he talks about his character.
He's charismatic.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. And Harrison Ford, of course, is featured in an older photo. Maybe if I lived in a different era.
They're talking about them
the
from the
appeal.
time period in which they were probably at their peak of popularity.
Paul Newman. Okay, thumbs up on that. Jacob Elordi is a no. An unequivocal no. He has what they call baby girl energy, and I'm not interested in that. Elvis Presley, from what I know about Elvis Presley's personal life, I'm going to just scroll. Damson Idris is a no from me. Keanu Reeves, I actually think that Keanu Reeves is attractive.
Interesting that they chose an older photo of him, given that one of the reasons that people seem to talk about him is that he seems ageless. At least when he's got the beard, he seems ageless.
Yeah, I think I like John Wick Keanu Reeves more than Neo. Robert Redford, the haircut is distracting me. It's 260s. Jesse Williams, I've never heard of this guy. He was in Grey's Anatomy. I never watched Grey's Anatomy, but he kind of looks girly. Sorry.
Maybe Bill Skarsgård will be Voldemort.
Bill Skarsgård could do it. That's true. I didn't think of him. Yeah, that would be a good candidate. I think that Bill Skarsgård is attractive. He's just a little weird looking. But I think that can actually make you more attractive.
I made the joke earlier about Rick Yoon, and he's actually on the list. That's hilarious.
On the list. I don't get that one either. Matthew McConaughey, I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't get this one. I don't like the fact that he plays the same character in every movie, and I don't like his accent. Theo James, yeah, I would say he's in pretty boy jail following Divergent, but yeah. Then they list Denzel Washington. Okay, traditionally masculine.
It's weird that they chose a picture of him with a beard, considering he not like I mean, other than, you know, I think of Training Day, I guess. He's got facial hair, but I don't think of Denzel Washington as a dude to traditionally have a beard all the time.
I think most women in the contemporary age actually have a strong preference against facial hair, but maybe that's shifting because a lot of men are choosing to have mustaches now.
And you are correct, guys. That is my favorite on this list, Denzel Washington.
I am able to be objective. Like, I personally don't have any attraction to Denzel Washington, but I can objectively say, like, this is a traditionally attractive and masculine actor.
One thing that he has going for him is that he will live on forever because his son has the exact same voice as him. If you watch John David Washington, he sounds exactly like his dad. So whenever Denzel passes on, his son will continue acting, and it will make him still feel alive in some way because you'll still be exposed to his voice.
No AI required.
Yeah.
That's crazy. A good replacement for AI. Children. Heath Ledger, 100% agree. Love this one. Although he's blonde, that counts against him. And I don't like 10 Things I Hate About You. So
love 10 Things I Hate About You.
My opinion is biased. Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, is attractive in that he looks a little crazy. I think that's cool. Henry Golding, I've never seen him in anything. He was in Crazy Rich Asians. Yep. But I've never seen him. He was in
Snake Eyes, right? He was in the Snake Eyes movie that literally everybody hated.
Yeah. George Clooney, I know too much about George Clooney to find him attractive. Yeah, he's whipped in his marriage. He is a hardcore leftist.
See, no. Okay, so the hardcore leftist part, fine. Great critique. whipped in his marriage. It's like he spent so many decades not being married and people wondering when he would, that it's fine if it makes it seem like he waited till the very last minute till he found the exact right person to commit to, and then he committed.
Is it a worthy trade-off if you're going to fail the green line test for the rest of your life?
The green line test is... The reason you'll die miserable is because you care about the green line
No, what
test.
I mean by that is just, you know, everyone seems to think that Amal Clooney absolutely leads him around on a leash. And I believe it because of his political worldview. Shamar Moore, he was in Criminal Minds. I have never seen him.
He's been around for a very... I think he was on, like, ER back in the day, too, or something like that. But, like, not reality TV. What do they call it? Soap operas. Before Criminal Minds. And he's another one of those guys, kind of like a David Boreanaz, who's got an incredible agent. He's always working.
Okay.
And he's in every show he's on, goes to multiple hundreds of episodes. And he was definitely supposed to be, like, the heartthrob character on Criminal Minds back in, like, 2005. And he doesn't look a whole lot different now, other than the fact that he has, like, a mustache, other than...
The next one is Brad
SWAT,
Pitt.
yes.
And I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I have never understood the appeal of Brad Pitt. He has a very girly face. Like his face is androgynous, in my opinion. Never understood the appeal, but they say that his peak hotness is Fight Club.
Okay, they made a mistake here. So it seemed like they were picking people at, like, the top of their popularity, like when they would have had the most, what do you call it, like, exposure. But Leonardo DiCaprio makes perfect sense because he looks like a croissant now.
They picked a picture of Leo from the 90s, of course.
But Brad Pitt is somebody who still, you could choose a picture of him today and there's plenty of people that would still find him attractive today.
I don't get it. I mean, there are women who will drop hundreds of thousands of dollars on an AI Brad Pitt scam.
He looks like Matt Damon in this picture.
Leo does?
Yeah.
A little bit.
He's giving Matt Damon vibes in that picture.
Yeah, unrecognizable, though.
They put Rami Malek in sunglasses when the whole appeal to Rami Malek is supposed to be the hooded eyes.
Well, this is a more recent photo, actually, that they included of him. Clint Eastwood, okay. Yeah, understandable. Oscar Isaac, no. Chris Evans, 100% no.
Again, why didn't you take a picture of him as Captain America?
I mean, I guess that they're trying to tailor this to the female gaze, and him looking like a male feminist in round glasses is what women are into now. But yeah, that's a no from me. Idris Elba, no.
If they were going to put Idris Elba on there, it should have been him in The Wire.
Ryan Gosling, I agree with that. And they also call him Eagle Handsome.
I've never heard
I hate The
of...
Notebook, though. I hate The Notebook. I'm in a minority of women, but I cannot stand that movie.
Also, Ryan Gosling and Jake Gyllenhaal are interchangeable. I don't make the rules.
I don't understand how The Notebook is a love story, and I also object to Titanic. So those are my unpopular
I've never
opinions.
heard of Tyson Beckford.
Neither have I. I mean, maybe he's a model. I have no idea.
Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum looks like a walnut. I have never found him attractive. I never understood why anyone else did. He looks kind of, you know, he's not all up there upstairs. Michael B. Jordan is on this list. I just, no. He looks girly to me.
The buffest man to ever go to
And
MIT.
the way that he's constantly making this face on red carpets.
Well, they all have to do that. They all do.
If you're listening rather than watching, it's just the puckered lips and the furrowed eyebrows that are like he's trying to mog everyone.
Yeah.
David Beckham, I don't know. Mahershala Ali, no.
David Beckham looks like he's doing some type of weird Bradley Cooper impersonation in his photo.
Maluma is on here.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. Henry Cavill is, again, one that I can say objectively definitely belongs on this list, but personally, I don't really see the appeal. And Zayn Malik, that I never understood. I never understood why One Direction was, like, sold to young girls as, like, these are, like, your teen heartthrobs. I never found them attractive. Never heard of Gong Yu.
So it would have been in Squid Games.
Okay. Chris Hemsworth, again, objectively attractive. Personally, I don't see it. And ASAP Rocky is on here, and they're saying the hottest thing about him is like his fashion sense. Yeah, I'm just so confused. Like, these women, they've got to get off the birth control.
I agree. No Adam Sandler on this list. It's disqualified.
Should Adam Sandler be on the list?
Yes, he should.
Who else? Guy Fieri?
Yeah, put Guy Fieri.
Jack
on the
Black?
list. Yeah, and
You know what? In a sane world, Gordon Ramsay would be on this list.
that was the name I was looking for. Like when you said Guy Fieri, I'm like, you know what? Put Gordon Ramsay on the list.
Yeah, make the world make sense again.
And again, I want you to make this list for women, but it should be the most objectifying list you can possibly make. I don't want none of this. They're a good person, therefore they're on the list. No, it should be the sluttiest photo you can find of
Sydney
each woman.
Sweeney, Madeline Klein, Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter. I know all of these people are saying Sabrina Carpenter isn't attractive, but I see men simping for her. So that would be one of them. Who else? Probably Megan Fox. She would have to be on there.
Yeah, just make a... Look, you can't tell me that the women get to dress the way they dress on red carpets and pretend like you can't make some top 100 sluttiest looking women of Hollywood list. Like, you don't... Like, I'm so sick of going to these movies where they're dressed like priests and then they show up to the red carpet looking like streetwalkers. Like...
Well, they're not dressed like priests. They're dressed like lesbians in the movie.
Yeah, like
that's the problem.
What's the thing they always say? Like when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Like if they want to dress that way, they clearly want to be seen as attractive. So make the list for the women too.
Will GQ publish the 50 hottest women of all time article?
It'll be Rosie O'Donnell.
I doubt it'll happen.
Yeah,
it's just well, I mean, when GQ puts together their list of men of the year, they put women on it. So that's the media landscape right now.
All right, let's do some super chats. Let me give me a second here, guys.
Still not populating on my end.
That's fine.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Go to FanFiction.
And also the monitor I have to look at your super chats is like far away, and I'm struggling to read it. I probably need a new prescription on my contacts.
All right.
Where were we though?
We were back up top here. Second rights party. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hold please. Okay. All right. Where did I leave off here? Yes, from Pop Culture Junkie says former James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli has publicly come out as quite pleased with Denis Villeneuve's directing the next James Bond movie. I mean, it would be a really funny hot take for her to be like, actually, I think his work is ass, because he's such a well-liked director. It would be weird if she was like, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. You know, in that industry, they just stay quiet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she gave up control, so she kind of has to be happy with it either way.
No, it's funny if she just turns into like the ultimate hater. She just wants to be the
ultimate backseat driver.
No, the ultimate hater. She's like, oh wow, interesting choice.
She throws shade, and no, they probably included in a contract somewhere that she's not allowed to badmouth it.
Yeah.
Right.
Brian Bledsoe says plans for episode 900.
We're going to need to put some thought into that because it is creeping up sooner than we thought.
Yeah, it is. So we just hit 880, so.
And we're going to need to do the math on what day that will fall because there are some days coming up here where we're not going to be on.
It's probably supposed to fall during my wedding or something.
No, it'll be sooner than that for sure.
Corey Anderson says, Mary, what's your hobby? We know Brett's is skating.
Yeah, this has come up before. I mean, I know this sounds lame to some people, but I'm not doing aggressive inline skating. I'm more into like journaling and reading.
Do you scrapbook?
I made like vision boards. I've done that.
Do you Pinterest?
Not rarely. I have a Pinterest.
Yeah,
I'm very active on Pinterest. But yeah, it's mostly just like nerd hobbies for me.
Okay.
I like going to coffee shops and reading a book and journaling.
That's
what I like.
That's like they make movies about characters like that.
I like having conversations. That's hobbies for women.
That's why she can talk and I can't. But Dump Bash says, episode 900, all the most unhinged people in the chat. I want to hear Cody Bedreau and his sister. I got to get her side of the story. We may never know.
Oh, please no. I don't want to hear anyone's side of that story.
Corey Anderson again adds, Mary, what do you have to get? I'm sorry. What do you have to do to get you to do a daily Bible podcast? An hour shoe focused on one passage a day. I would enjoy that. Jesus loves you too.
Show, not shoe.
show.
Okay. Yeah,
Look,
I'm never
so
gonna
annoyed
do
when
that.
people send like disjointed, poorly written super chats and they're like, I can't read. Now that's true for me. I can't read, but you guys aren't helping a lot of the time.
Guys, Grammarly.
Yes.
It's a thing. No, I'm never going to do a Bible podcast. I'm never going to do any sort of content about theology or faith related topics. And part of that is because I'm not an expert on any of those subjects, and there are plenty of them that you can find out there that are going to do a way better job. But also because as a Catholic, I think that Catholics can make more impact in the media talking about things other than being Catholic. Yeah. So, come at a different subject matter from a Catholic perspective. That's way more interesting than having a theology podcast or a Bible podcast. So yeah, I'm never going to do that. Corey Anderson said Islam is evil.
Thank you for that.
I agree with you, for the record. For some reason, I cannot disparage Muslims here. Yeah, it's YouTube. They're not going to let you do that.
I would also prefer you just didn't disparage people, but that's just me.
Yeah, you cannot.
Olivia said, she sent me a text, says, she goes, let me in on the list. I'll rate live, but we're past the segment already.
Oh, no.
No! Maybe I'll bring in like a list on Monday.
We could have had a third opinion.
That's okay.
We need more female takes on this show.
I mean, the whole time I'm like, with everyone you said, I'm like, I'm a dude. It is what it is.
You can be objective. I have my own opinions about women, actresses, and
we joke all the time. So we'll point it out in movies and television and stuff when we're watching it about my favorite is like the guy in the movie who's dorky back in a time period when everyone in Hollywood was like overly conventionally attractive, so they just give him glasses and a bad haircut. And it was the guy's version of the woman who has her hair up in a ponytail and glasses, where it's just, you remove the glasses. Oh, look, high cheekbones and a chiseled jawline. He was handsome the whole time. Just like with women. Like, if you've ever seen
the Not Another Teen Movie scene.
She's got glasses and a ponytail.
Or
There's no way she could be prom queen.
That scene in Jennifer's Body where Megan Fox is in the midst of possession and she's like starting to look less hot. Yeah. And it's just her like wearing less makeup than or like not having a spray tan.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to believe that that's like Megan Fox isn't hot anymore. Like, okay.
That's
she like looks like she slept 6 hours instead of 8.
My favorite is like when they would give like characters deformities, and it's like in the most perfect place on the side of their face where you can't see it. And it's like, oh, he's so unsightly, but all he has to do is turn his face that way, and he looks perfectly normal again. Yeah. That's what happens. All right, let's move on.
Guys, we're talking about dating again. Buckle up. So it was late last year that we talked about the scourge of forever girlfriends. There is a sort of community formed around these forever girlfriends online who are in long, drawn-out monogamous relationships with men who claim they want to get married, but they're just not ready yet, for whatever list of reasons. And this particular forever girlfriend documented her experience on TikTok with a creative outlet. She created a little music video about her heartbreak, and I wanted to show that again and remind you all. This caption reads, if you don't have a ring on your finger within a maximum of 2 years, you're not going to make it. It's time to move on, sis, to bigger and better things that will be relevant in a second.
Imagine you live in LA with your boyfriend.
Forgot about this.
And everything's going amazing. Till he says, babe, I want to move back to Texas to be closer to my dad. So you give up half of your car group and have a goodbye party.
I can't. I'm sorry. I know people hate it when I interrupt in the middle of videos, but we've shown this one once before, so we get a pass.
If you're in an improv
the second
troupe.
you're in an improv troupe, nobody has any sympathy for you. We'll continue. I'm sorry, guys.
Take off months of work, deplete your savings to pay for movers and drive to Texas. So worth it for the love of your life that wants a future with you because he said so. So you spend a month waiting for your shit to arrive, and then another month moving in and building furniture and stuff, and you're so happy till he comes back from a family vacation. Sits on your couch, which just arrived in the mail, and hands you a note that says we have nothing in common and we're incompatible. Oh no. How did I not know this? This whole time, 3.5 years of happiness. We've been incompatible this whole time, and that we have nothing in common for 3.5 years. How did I not notice? Wow, what a surprise. Thank you for informing me that this whole time we had nothing in common. So you back up your car, wherever you can fit in it, just getting it crying too hard, so we have to pack it for you, and then you drive to Florida to live with your mom.
I mean, he packed it up for you. What else do you want?
Ugh, what a nice guy.
Like, I don't
So-
even know what you're complaining about.
So yeah, this was a huge story at the time, and yeah, she was with this guy for 3.5 years, and he, according to her, promised a future, growing old together, getting married, having kids, and she picked up everything for him, and basically he threw her life into chaos because he wasn't able to just tell her the truth earlier. And these are the boyfriends of the so-called forever girlfriends. We have
Here's
a
a 20.
20 from Vbent, or Vebent, I don't know. Just got in. Mary's listening to old Bieber albums. I wanted to point out my kids, ages 12, 14, and 17, and all of their friends prefer music from the 90s and early 2000s. They said current music sounds bad in comparison. Well, that's a good sign.
Maybe it's because there was more soul.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So now there is an updated 2025 version of this. A forever girlfriend who actually took matters into her own hands and ended the relationship before getting her heart broken. This was a woman who shared her experience on TikTok, saying that at the beginning of her relationship, on their first date, she told her boyfriend he had 2 years to propose, and then on their 2-year anniversary, she dumped him.
Okay.
And this was her caption on the post. Yes, you read that right. When we started dating, I told him he had 2 years to propose. On our 2-year anniversary, after he flew me out to Catalina, surprised me with a suite and a beautiful boat around the island to celebrate our love, and planned a beautiful long weekend trip, he did not propose. She was expecting this on the trip. So I broke up with him and ended our relationship. Thank God I did not marry that man. There were so many reasons I should have left prior, but decided to stay. And that was the tipping point. I'm blessed every day that this man is no longer in my life, and I'm proud of myself for sticking by my gut and what I told him on our first date. Ladies, time is not a love language. If you have big dreams, that sounds like something that someone would post on their Instagram story. Time is not a love language. If you have big dreams and goals that require a male counterpart, like marriage and a family, I wholeheartedly believe you should not waste more time than necessary on the wrong person. After 2 years of being together, he was still uncertain about marrying me. Then I wasn't going to wait around to change his mind, beg for him to help me achieve my goals, or work harder out of this idea that I needed to, quote, prove my worth. He didn't make a move, so I did. I left. Consistency without commitment is just convenience. That's another Instagram story quote. And I'm around for a man that commits, not a boy that wants to waste my time.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. Her desire to have a set time frame, perhaps because she wants to have a family and she feels that she's on a clock or whatever, 100%. Everything else on this makes me want to jump off a bridge.
About
the way it's phrased,
the caption,
the caption.
and the
I think, okay,
the
so
vibe.
back to our discussion yesterday about the whole like men and women not wanting, like, why is nobody dating? Why aren't men making a move? This is the type of thing, like, it's not even about being humiliated by asking a woman out. It's knowing that these conversations are not confined to a small group of friends anymore. It's something that is shared with millions upon millions of people. And this right here, despite the fact that her request is 100% reasonable, is an enormous red flag because of how it's presented.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I think that social media has taken... okay, it's enough of a red flag if your wife, you know, spills all of the ups and downs and conflicts of your marriage to her mom, and then her mom holds it against you because she's always going to be more loyal to her daughter than you, the man who married her daughter. Even that is just a microcosm of what we just saw. That's sharing it with the entire world. So I totally understand, and I object to that just as much as you do. But if we're just engaging with the idea behind what she's sharing, yeah, she's totally valid to have made this decision. And
setting a timeline,
yeah,
100%. The idea that she waited for the 2-year anniversary, despite the fact that something already was telling her she should break up with him. She's like, I'm getting one last vacation out of it, and then I'm peacing out.
What she thought is that he planned the vacation for the purpose of the proposal.
So in my head canon, the funniest version of this is like she broke up with him, and like his plan was to propose as soon as they got back from the vacation, but she left beforehand.
That doesn't make much sense.
That's my funnier version of this.
I don't believe that. I think that in all likelihood, this is a very familiar archetype of guy that exists in the dating world today, who maybe pays lip service to wanting commitment, wanting marriage, wanting a family, and then keeps a placeholder girlfriend around for as long as he can possibly try. And either it ends the way in the first example where he ends it, or it ends because the woman is feeling anxious about the amount of time that she's wasted and has to pull the plug on the relationship.
Yeah.
I think she made the right move in ending the relationship. I think that the way she's sharing this message isn't going to land with men.
No. I mean, but she's not doing this for men. She's not even doing this to find love. She wants her fame on the internet.
I think it would be a lot more impactful for her to share this message after finding a spouse. If she found a spouse after the breakup, and then went on to share this story of a previous relationship with her following, saying, this is the decision I made. I ended up meeting my husband however many months or years afterwards, and it worked out perfectly because he followed up on his words. That would be a lot more impactful and constructive. What you're about to see is her follow-up to a comment saying, he dodged a bullet with you. You can't make or expect someone to be who you want him to be. You didn't love him. Here was her response. You can tell by her tone what type of person we're dealing with. She's a self-proclaimed self-worth coach.
That was the first red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Good women have, so will stay and tolerate their mediocrity. If you're new here,
can you rewind to the beginning?
This is the mentality shit men hope good women have, so will stay and tolerate their mediocrity.
If you're new here, I'm Bella Marie, a self-worth coach, and I went viral for breaking up with my partner on our 2-year anniversary because he didn't propose. And I would do it again.
Never, ever, for nobody, stay with someone out of sunken cost fallacy. It's when you're scared to walk away because everything you already invested, even when walking away would actually benefit you more than staying.
The last 2 years of my life, do you think I was gonna give that man another 2 minutes? The idea that starting over is something horrible is absolutely bullshit. I would rather start over than stay with someone who doesn't want me or treat me like I matter. Why would I stay in something that didn't care about me, or if I achieved my goals in life, or even considered ever what I wanted, just to say I didn't start over? If you think that I was sitting there pressuring him, any relationship where you have to nag or beg someone to help you reach your goals is a relationship you need to walk away from.
Ladies, please stop pleading a man to treat you the way you want to be treated and just get a man who will.
And then people say I didn't love him. Girl, I was head over heels for that man. I did. But
love alone is not a reason to stay with someone who's unsure about you. And honestly, if he really loved me, would he have let me walk out of his life? Love is never enough. It is not what is going to carry your relationship through life. Shared values, common goals, mutual effort. That's what makes it work, because you're not just lovers, you're partners, and partners move forward towards common goals in life together. Which is why
I guess that's the part one. We're not going to be watching part two.
Correct.
This is resonating with women. The women in her comments are glad to hear her expressing these ideas. But
she ever explain what like her level of effort was, or what the effort she put into it was? Or was it just, I gave you a deadline, now meet the deadline?
we don't know the context, and we're not going to know the context. But I think she was probably overlooking a lot of other red flags about this man besides just the fact that he was wasting her time. I think people are referencing that he cheated on her. I don't know if that's true. One of the men in the comments said, "I'm taking a girl on a first date tomorrow. I'm going to tell her that she has 2 years to get ready for marriage. I don't care how special our relationship is. If she says she needs more time, then I'll dump her on the spot because I know my self-worth." That's not the clapback that you think it is.
Her points at the end were accurate. Common, what was it? Shared values. What was it? Shared values, common goals.
Mutual effort.
Mutual effort.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Fuzzy feelings are not going to carry a relationship to the grave.
But, I mean, none of this matters because you're presenting the information in a way that's so egocentric and combative that the only people it's going to resonate with is women that are as hurt as you are. So no man is going, no reasonable man, or should I say no regular dude is going to, like, I'm forced to engage with this content because it's my job. Mm-hmm. But if I watch this on the outset, I'd probably just ignore it because she's so just awful to listen to.
Well, my take is influencers are not going to give you the tough love you need. Your loved ones should. And it will actually work when you hear it from someone who cares about you.
I mean, me and you've had this discussion before. I said, there have been 1,000 times. I think it's just because we do this show and the stuff that you wanna cover tends to put stuff into my orbit that I would never seek out or find ever. And the general idea is, like, a lot of the time I'm hearing things that the way it's delivered is so awful. And this is why the battle between the sexes is the way it is now. Is like you hear a lot of really, really good arguments that you're not supposed to hear. I'm hearing things that are meant for other women to hear, not for men to hear, because it's not being presented. It's like when we were talking about the follow your girlfriend's hormonal cycle. And I said, no guy is going to take that as good advice from a woman, but from a dude married for 20 years, sure.
We have a 20 from Shane H. Wilder. "Having a timeline and not wanting to waste each other's time is fine. St. Alphonsus Liguori spoke on the importance of a timeline to engagement and marriage to keep from wasting time. This chick's handling of it was horrid." My point is, in the first example of the chick who moved for him and then got her heart broken, I think in a sane society, her parents or her family members or her friends would say to her in a private moment, "You're probably not making the right decision with your life moving for this guy who hasn't married you in 3 years. And also, his family members would have told him, you deserve better than to be with someone that you're not actually looking at a future with. You should break up with this girl. You're doing both of each other a disservice."
Or if you are, it's time to man up and actually take the next step.
Yes. So that didn't happen in the first example. In the second example, I doubt that it happened. And then it reminded me of this post that I saw last week about a similar example, but even more egregious, dating for over 10 years. She said one of her best friends from high school met her boyfriend at 19 at church. Everyone agreed he was a wonderful guy and they made a great couple. He said he was open to marriage but never wanted kids. At the time, this was something she could live with. They dated, were celibate for many years until he decided to stop going to church. He didn't go anymore, so she didn't either. They dated for over 10 years, moved in together, bought a condo together. He insisted he was still open to marriage, but never wanted kids. She waited for a proposal that never came. Eventually, they broke up. She was devastated. Her entire 20s were wasted on that, quote, wonderful guy. Within 2 years, he had married someone else, and now this man that never wanted kids is a dad. She has blame for sure on not breaking up with him sooner, but there is something extremely sinister, evil even, about a man who does this to a woman. He led her away from God, compromised her values, and dumped her after a decade, only to renege on everything he proclaimed he wanted. As Christians, we simultaneously expect women to follow men and yet have the fortitude needed not to follow them as well. I'm going to disagree with that a little bit because there's no Christian teaching that you follow the lead of your boyfriend. Okay? That's not in the Bible. The word boyfriend isn't in the Bible, believe it or not. And there's no Christian teaching that women are just supposed to follow everything that their boyfriend tells them to do. The moral of the story is, according to her, everyone still refers to this guy as a wonderful man, now a wonderful husband and wonderful dad. My friend is still single. We can hold women accountable for choosing the wrong man, but society should have pressured this man at year 3 to break up with her if he wasn't ready to commit. Protect women from men like this and stop calling them wonderful. So when you use the word society, what you're talking about is this girl's parents and this guy's parents and their friends and their other family members and loved ones. We're not talking about society. Okay, that's a cop-out. We're talking about the people that actually are invested in their lives and care about their futures and their best interests. Society, and especially social media, is not going to look out for them when it counts. An influencer like this one, Bella Marie, who's going viral right now for her breakup, doesn't actually care about your future. And even an influencer like Christian Walker, who is a man, a gay man, by the way, actually screaming at women in his videos. And I like him. I think he's very charismatic. He is screaming at these women that follow him on Instagram, saying to not put up with these shit men and their mediocrity the same way that we just saw. They're not going to take it to heart because it's being offered to them through social media. They should hear it from a family member, someone who actually is an authority to them, someone who actually has an emotional investment in them, someone who actually has the context of their entire life to draw upon. That's why you're listening to this woman deliver this message that's technically correct in so many ways, and it's not landing.
It's never going to land in a way that is actually constructive.
Yes.
And if these people were honest about their intentions, which is not to be constructive and helpful, but to gain followers and clout, then we could have that discussion. But we're not going to have that discussion because they won't be honest about why they do this stuff. I
guarantee you the women that are commenting supportively on her TikTok are not going to take her advice.
There's also there's a general disconnect here because the internet will be filled of videos from the woman's perspective, but guys don't make these types of videos about their relationships, at least not that I've ever seen. And if they do, they're not very popular.
I've seen it.
It's not something, it would be untoward and weird if a guy did it anyways. The most you're going to see is maybe a response from this guy who maybe has his own, it would be interesting to hear his perspective on this, why he didn't find himself ready to propose. Because sure, maybe he's the villain. Maybe he led her on and expected her just to deal with it. Or there is some aspect of her personality that gave him pause.
Yeah.
In which case, she's still valid, as they like to say, for her hard out 10 p.m. we got to go to the news exit from the relationship. And he's probably not as broken up about it as he thought of, sans his tickets to Catalina Island or wherever the hell they went. I'm sure that there was aspects, as we always understand, that this is not a single sum game. Both parties play a role in this. So I believe that she was right. I also believe he dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I think that you can actually, those ideas can coexist. Yeah. I agree with you on that.
All right. Let's go to. I wanted to go through more of what she said in the video, but people get mad when I pause the videos, so
Okay.
we'll do that another time.
We'll finish up the super chats.
Yeah, let's.
I
Hold on.
Still don't have them.
I will get them here. Hold on. Thanks, Google Docs.
Well, it's not Google Docs. It's isn't it the service that we use for the?
Well, it's a Google. Yeah, but it's through a Google Doc. I don't know if it's the service or if it's a Google Doc. That's the wrong one here.
But. We'll see.
All right, where did we leave off here? Oh, let's find out how far away from a third crisis party. Just out of curiosity, we're about $30, a little under $30 away.
Actually, yeah, we're
$28
something like that.
If we were to get to $30, third crisis party, being a Friday and all. All right, where did we leave off?
The next one from Corey Anderson.
He said they are the worst of humanity, like making a person out of poop.
What?
I don't know who he's talking about.
Okay.
Not that Jon Stewart says, in a surprise twist, John Lithgow. That's what he was talking about for Voldemort. That would be funny because he's playing Dumbledore.
I mean,
what if he played both?
With the makeup, maybe.
He'd be at work a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Weary Traveler says, tell him how it is, Corey.
You don't need to tell us.
Shane H. Wilder says, emotional constipation, take an emotional X-Lax.
Yeah, that was a weird tag.
Yeah.
Like, they see that tag on a fan fiction, and
yeah,
that's like, oh, that's just what I was looking for. A story about emotional constipation.
I don't look at this face and think, I know that we're not talking about this. I don't look at this face and look for like a rational and well-meaning person.
That face is giving me emotional constipation.
A little bit. She is wearing a pearl necklace, though, so maybe she's just too high value.
Red flag.
Red flag.
She must be high maintenance.
Dingus Khan says this guy apparently isn't rich enough to make this go away.
Who?
I don't know if we're talking about
Andy Byron.
He's not?
I mean, we'll have to see because we don't know anything about like potential lawsuits yet.
All right. Easy E says, when I worked as a chemist, someone brought that book into the lab so we could share in the cringe writing and the lack of safety and professionalism in lab. It was a great team bonding experience. 2 out of 10.
That's incredible.
That's amazing.
I had no clue that this book even existed.
Did
but
we
I
get
guess,
this 20 from King Olus about Andy Byron?
Oh, I don't think so.
No. Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and Chief People Officer Kristen Cabot have been immediately put on leave per Axios.
Ooh,
wow.
Rough.
It's not good, guys.
Well, who's taking over? They're in shambles.
Lord Byron.
Oh, my goodness.
Shane H. Wilder says, the third person is going to have a heck of a book. The Third Wheel. My time as an astronomy affair lookout.
No, that's how I felt about the book My Friend Anna. This was written by a friend of Anna Delvey, the financial scammer.
Yeah.
And she said that Anna like stole her credit card and charged their $60,000 vacation on it, and it was, against her will or something. She reluctantly agreed, by the way, to give her credit card, and that's even portrayed in the TV show. But she wrote a whole book about her friendship with Anna Delvey, which wasn't even that long of a friendship, and completely portrayed herself as this total victim, like she had no idea what was going on. And the truth is, the unflattering truth is that this woman was friends with Anna Delvey because she believed that she could mooch off of Anna.
Yeah.
That's why you were friends with her, because you're a social climber. Like, no one feels bad for you.
Speaking of CEO and these things happening, apparently Shannon Sharp has reached a settlement with the 20-year-old woman that was suing him. Lawsuit has been dismissed.
How much did
doesn't say.
Did she get?
Don't know, but that's the new American dream.
Yikes. Well, he probably just didn't want more of their text messages to get out,
Not that Jon Stewart says, is the Carl Urban Mortal Kombat 2 a sequel, or did they just put a 2 after it? Is there a Carl Urban Mortal Kombat 1 I need to go watch? Well, no, because Johnny Cage wasn't in the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie that came out. He's being featured in Mortal Kombat 2, and it seems like most of the promotion that I've seen has been focused on him. They did the faux trailer for in the game Mortal Kombat. Johnny Cage is like he's like a movie actor, stuntman person who also goes on to fight in Mortal Kombat. So they made a faux movie trailer for a movie called Uncaged Fury, where he plays Johnny Cage. But then there was the actual trailer for Mortal Kombat 2, which was heavily featured with the Johnny Cage character. Carl Urban, if I'm being honest, isn't who I would have hired to do that role. He seems too old. However, they are bringing him back for Dredd 2. Unfortunately, guys, apparently Dredd, the 2000, not the 1995 Judge Dredd, but the 2012 Dredd, the really, really good movie, is being directed by Taika Waititi.
I don't think I've seen anything that was directed by Taika Waititi except for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Well, there you have it. I don't want Thor Ath being shown in a Dredd movie, and I don't want Taika Waititi's humor in a Dredd movie. So, no.
Is his humor just like butts?
Yeah, and just juvenile.
Like the screeching goats and everything.
He also better not put himself in the movie, but he probably will. Brian Bledsoe says, if they did a 100 Most Beautiful Women, they'd put Miss Non-Binary Bella Ramsey as the number one.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope they would have men compile the list if they're being truly objective.
They wouldn't do that.
Men disagree on these things all the time, though.
Weary Traveler says, Mary, are you implying I shouldn't have gotten round glasses frames?
Well, okay, like maybe they can work, but does Chris Evans look more attractive with, Harry Potter glasses? No.
I've been considering getting new glasses, but
would you get round glasses?
No, I'd get like a smaller version of these, but I thought maybe getting away from. So I've had like these types of frames since I was like a teenager. Maybe it's time to dare to go back to wireframe glasses.
They're in.
I feel like a serial killer wearing them though.
The wire rim glasses are definitely fashionable right now.
All right, Shane H. Wilder says, no Cary Grant or peak career Charlton Heston. The point is guys want to be them and gals want to be with them. No straight man wants to be Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I think it's a big psyop. They're trying to convince the women who read these publications that these are the sex symbols of our time.
It's programming.
It is.
Predictive programming. Jonathan, I can't read the whole name. McDowell? Maybe? I can't read the whole name. If Andy has taught us anything, it's that you shouldn't let your wife stop you from finding the woman of your dreams.
I mean...
Disavow.
He taught us that it'll catch up to you.
Yep. Please put... Straight Rip in 93 says, please put Mary's Michael B. Jordan face on the thumbnail.
The Mogwarts face, in other words. No, they're not. It's not that. It's like a weird.
Men do that when they're trying to smolder and they don't always smolder.
But Jonathan Majors does it the absolute worst every time. Look up Jonathan Majors. All of the photos, he's going like this. I can't stand it. He just thinks he's such hot shit. I can't. I have no patience for it. Ugh.
Pop Culture Junkie says there is a non-disparagement clause in Broccoli's deal. See, then she has to be like, there's a way around that. There's like, wow, Denis Villeneuve, that's interesting.
Oh, if anyone can find the loophole in a non-disparagement clause, it's a woman. We know the perfect ways to get under people's skin.
Wow, that was certainly like that James Bond movie was certainly a movie.
Yeah. Last night was a movie. Last night was straight to DVD.
Nobody ever says that one. Shane H. Wilder says, I can't read this one.
Okay.
Can you...
They're trying to challenge you now.
Okay, I'm not reading that one because it doesn't make any sense to me. Did we get this first? Yes, we did.
We read the 20s.
Gare? Hint?
This is getting really
Pedro Pascal equals Rob Schneider. South Park did an episode where Rob would play anything called the biggest douche in the universe. Pedro is next.
Yeah, he doesn't really even have a douche vibe. He's just like try hard, like queen. He's like trying to queen out with Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Pedro Pascal will be a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race in his future.
Shane H. Wilder says the bigger issue is that people want to treat boyfriends and girlfriends like spouses. They want all the benefits of the sacrament of marriage without the commitment.
This is another, this is a dirty secret.
Not all the benefits. They don't get the tax breaks.
This is an inconvenient truth that, if the influencer in question warned the women who follow her about this, well, she would not be getting support right now. But if she told them, hey, sleeping with a guy and giving him access to your body disincentivizes him from commitment, well, all of the women would be jumping down her throat. They would not be wanting to hear that message. So it's not the fullness of the truth.
Yep. Prince Elian says, dude John Wicked and Neo'd her at the same time. I don't know
what does that
who
mean?
we're in reference to.
The TikToker? I don't know.
Shane H. Wilder says, purposely writing incorrectly to mess with Brett is actually really hard. No, it's not. Like, I'm horrible at reading. You could write correctly and I'll get it wrong half the time.
Well, we accept your apology.
Thank you. S. Bud says, do any of you own a gun? If not, why? Yes, but not not where I live. But
also, yes.
Yes.
But yeah.
If I lived in West Virginia, I would here. But
I don't want to talk about what weapons we own.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Then Cluggy
says, hey, Brett, can you see what I mean? Can you, when see place film, where takes credit in where movie has you can see fun, watch whenever? I read that word for word.
Yeah, I'm having a stroke. Now they're having
He
some
also
fun.
says, love you guys, but thank you for that. Omega Red Fan says, Pedro must have psycho trolls for friends. Maybe.
Do we have any Rumble rants?
Let's go check.
Forgot
Also,
about
we
that
are
for a second.
$6, we'll say $5 away from a crisis party.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Let's go through Rumble, make sure that we didn't miss anything. We got one here from Colurgy. Mary only finds her adoring Simpson chat sexy. We are the only ones who will ever make it onto the top 50 men list. Keep filling her DMs, boys. You're so close. Manifest.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, if that keeps you going another day, if that gives you the will to live, sure.
It made me laugh because we were joking the whole week because we knew we were going to save that topic for the end of the week.
Yeah.
And Mary's like, I'm sure you want to talk about the 50 hottest guys list. And you'd think it would make you self-conscious, but everybody in the chat was going through it and being like, that guy, no way.
Everyone has strong opinions about this.
All the boys in the chat came to fight today.
Well, I'm glad that you guys can queen out with me.
Colurgy again. Is it Colurgy or Colurgy?
I don't know.
Says Idris Elba, George Clooney, Zayn Malik. What the is this? The 50 gayest men of all time?
Yes, queen.
Colurgy again says, yo, Pedro, I'm really happy for you, and I'm going to let you totally heteromasculate, but Brett Dasovic had one of the sexiest side profiles of all time. One of the sexiest side profiles of all time. Well, yeah, I mean, everybody has a good side.
They're into you.
Yeah, well, can't blame them.
I don't know how you feel about that.
20 from the Quiet Part Pod did not see this one. I still have not decided yet whether the Rumble 20s, because we just don't check the Rumble till the end.
They don't count towards crisis parties, just so everyone is aware.
Breaking from Andy Byron. Yeah, I did it, but it's not what y'all think. We were filming a new sexual harassment training video and what not to do in the workplace.
Duh. It all makes sense. Andy, we knew you were a good guy.
I
didn't want to believe it. I'm so relieved.
The local Wendigo says, how much for you guys to read and review the fanfic My Immortal? I don't know what that is.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Has that come up
Wait.
before?
Okay, let me look that up. Because I've definitely heard the title.
Okay.
Wait, no, I can't find it now. Let me see. Is it Harry Potter?
It's a song by Evanescence.
Well, it is, yeah, but it's a Harry Potter fan fiction written by Tara Gillespie.
Okay.
In 2006.
Let's go! It's got to be illegal because they're all underage.
Thank you.
Don't do it.
The story is generally believed to be one of the worst works to ever grace the internet, with juvenile writing, an inscrutable plot, and overdone characters. The spelling and grammar are often borderline illegible, and the author's notes are written in an over-the-top, early aughts texting lingo.
At least it's not adult fan fiction with kids, which would be way worse.
Let me see if there are any excerpts here. Okay. I may be a Hogwarts student. Hagrid paused angrily, but I am also a Satanist. Konnichiwa, everybody. Come in, said Professor Sinister in Japanese.
I did just show Mary that clip of Keanu Reeves being racist to everybody from Street King, so this is relevant.
Cool, said Sirius as Voldemort and Hedwig started to make out sexily. We hugged each udder happily. Like a cow udder. Okay, that's just a taste of a live reading of My Immortal.
All right.
I don't think we'll go through all 22,000 words, though.
High Voltage 75 says pearl necklace. But what are you talking about? I have no idea. What is this? I can't see what, Rhett.
Weary Traveler?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
But thank you. Jose Quintana says, "Happy Friday, Overlord and Empress. I love Vanessa Kirby's work, but did she just get lip filler? I hope not. I mean, she's definitely gotten lip filler. Like I was telling Marius that she has the most pornified non-porn face I've seen in a long time.
Well, the reason they were saying she has a cunty face is because in the trailer where she enacts the force field, her face is frozen. She can't move her face because she has so much Botox and filler, and she's like,
whoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
She takes Jonathan Majors classes on how to smolder.
It's not a look.
S Bud says Crisis Parte. Well, we did get it.
We got one.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
He also says, who would you want to play you if you had a biopic?
We have answered this before. Your answer has been Tom Cruise.
I mean, that was like the chat's answer, and I said sure.
What's your serious answer, though?
I got nobody.
No?
No.
Guys, do more casting. Go beyond just Tom Cruise. I would say, for myself, either of the Fanning sisters. I think that would be a good choice.
There's an actor. He's like a TV actor, and I can't remember his name offhand. So unfortunately, that hurts because normally I'm really good at that. But he's like a shorter dude, and he's kind of stocky, and he always in every role he's in, he ends up in a role where they kind of make fun of the fact that he's short, and I kind of love that.
Does his face resemble yours? Or?
No, it's more the fact that we're of the same build and height.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but yeah. In that case, I'll just pick somebody really tall.
Yeah, just, cuz.
David Cornsweet. There we go.
If it's up to you, why not?
All right. Brian Bledsoe says, stood on business at AEW All In to save the Gongo. I hope you went there and you saw the Costco guys, and then whoever's AEW, is John Moxley still over at AEW? I have no idea what's going on in pro wrestling outside of the podcast clips that I listen to. I saw that Seth Rollins got injured, and that sucked. Weary Traveler says, B-Ret is gay. Thought you could read.
Oh, we learned today that he can't.
Yep. No, I mean, they knew that forever. Shane H. Wilder says, true story. Some famous buddies crowdsourced a Again, I think he means raunchy, but it looks like it's raunchy. Raunchy romance novel called The Diamond Club. What about The Pink Pony Club? Published it as is and hit the Amazon bestseller list.
Nice.
All right. Somebody says Johnny. Who is this? Brian Bledsoe says Johnny Galecki for Brett's.
I've never seen this man.
Hold on.
Let me look him up.
Hold on.
Johnny Galecki?
Is that the dude from the original Scream?
Okay. He
Yes,
has...
it is the dude from the original Scream.
Well, everyone knows him from Big Bang Theory now.
Well, I do not. I know him as Max from Scream. He's like the first to die.
You know, actually, I kind of see it in his facial structure. Like, yeah, he has a more square face.
Yeah.
I see it. Definitely.
I mean, I'm down with that because he died in the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. He did nothing wrong. It wasn't his
He
fault.
could definitely play you, but like a younger version of him.
Damn it. What is that guy's name from? Like, I'm going to... Like, it's going to bother me because I'm not going to be able to remember the guy's name. And I, like, what the thing is for me is I have, like, a process for, like, if I'm looking for a character in a show, right? I think back to, like, a memorable episode they were into something and then try to whittle it down by season. So let me see if I can, it would have been 6. It would have been 4. Yes. I think it would have been... Yes, it would have been this one. What is this guy's name? I thought his name was Dominic, but I don't think it is. Let me see if I can find it here. Joshua Bitton.
Not that Jon Stewart said Shaq to play Brett.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This is who I would have play me.
I can't see him close up.
He's
enough. I can't tell. He's so far away. I can't tell.
He doesn't look anything like me, but he's like the exact same height as me.
Okay, I don't see it in the face.
I would actually have him play Gutfeld.
I'm not seeing it in the face, but I do see the Gutfeld resemblance. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I would have. That's who I would have play. Shaq to play me is perfect. I could have my own gummy bear line, fruit snack line.
He has gummy.
Yeah, Shaq XL fruit snacks.
Oh.
Gummy bears.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he does.
I've never tried them, but that's
You should.
Yeah. All right, is that all of them?
There is one
more?
more from Shane H. Wilder there.
Yep. It says,
Can't read it, though.
it was to show the woman who read this slop will read it even if it makes no sense and is littered with typos. Well, have you ever seen those things where they take out the vowels to a word, like a whole sentence, and they remove a bunch of the letters, but your brain, like...
You can still interpret it,
Yeah, that's just the way it is. All right. Mary, where can they find you?
You guys can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived. And help me get TikTok famous. That is also Mary Archived. Apparently it's working.
What
you
are you
guys are
at
telling
now?
me about the results. Well, if I'm ending up on meme pages.
Well, I mean, that was happening even when you were posting this stuff on Instagram. Like, I think the first one that ended up on one of the meme pages might have come from an Instagram post.
Well, I only started posting daily after, like, posting the same thing on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it comes from.
I'm down. Vincent D'Onofrio for me. He's too
we
tall.
have
He's too
couple
tall.
more
Yep.
here.
Can you read this one? It says Anna Maria Vartolome. Is that how you pronounce that?
Let me see if I agree with this. I've never seen her before. I don't think I've seen her in anything. She kind of looks like Gracie Abrams.
Okay.
She's pretty.
Would you have one of the Fannings play you?
Yeah, either one of the Fanning sisters I said I would be happy with, but maybe not for, like, if we're spanning my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to pick a different one for that.
All right. Yeah, Charlie Day for me. That's the other one. People always make the joke that I sound like Charlie Day.
There's another from Not That Jon Stewart.
Says the Shaq gummies are good. Recommend a try at least. So the thing is, guys, is like I try to eat minimal candy. It doesn't always work. I do sometimes consume candy. But the thing is like at home, it's very easy to like, okay, put it down. You can have one piece. But then I'm at work and there's just Gushers and I'm like, yeah.
Since when are there Gushers here?
There's
what are you talking about?
Over at the other building. So there'll be like fruit roll-ups, fruit by the foot Gushers. And I'm like...
Since when?
And I'm like...
I would have used them.
Yeah, because they'll have those. What are the ones that are here? The supposedly healthy ones.
Healthy little fruit snack.
I can always say no to the healthy ones.
Yeah, they're weirdly like sticky on the outside,
Yeah.
which I hate.
So like I can say no to those.
I didn't know there were gushers. It's been like so many years since I just last had a gusher.
Well, there might be some over there now. I don't know. I mean,
Maybe I'm gonna go get some gushers.
it might
after
it
this.
might just be it may just be fruit roll-ups that are left over there.
Darn.
But anyways, guys, hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already, especially if you like hung with us all the way to the end of the show. We're over time now. We are not in a 2-year relationship that gets a hard out at 10 p.m. We go right over
We're in
the
it for
time
the
limit.
long haul.
You're stuck with us, guys. Like
when
we're in
we're
a forever
from,
relationship with you guys. You're our forever girlfriends or boyfriends.
Weary Traveler said hostage party.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
If you would like to follow me, guys, I'm on Instagram and on X at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. We are here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, of course, noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Pandora, and Spotify. If you would like to listen rather than watch the show, you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. If you would like to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at @popculture_show, Facebook at Pop Culture Crisis, Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we will be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.